This is a free download from the BBC. For more information, go to bbc.co.uk/podcasts.
Kat's not here, she's doing a wee-wee.
Quick.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever it is. I don't care. You could be listening 100 years hence. It doesn't matter. You're listening, and that's what counts. Welcome! Kelly's here.
Hi.
You're my favourite.
Thank you.
Catherine's not here. Shall we pretend to be Catherine?
We are, lad! What are you doing with my beer? Give me my beer!
Why the face?
Because to do a northern accent, you've really got to experience the pain.
Strain it out.
Got to experience the pain and the hardship. Go on, you do her.
Hey up, lad. Oh, plum.
Hey, you big massive plum! Look at the plum I got on my foot of stairs. I go to foot of
Stay, Catherine.
Hey, hi, Kath.
Just
Hello.
Doing my voice again.
No, mate, no.
Wait, is that you talking or Kath? Confused.
I can hear you doing my voice again. I'm going to go to foot of my stairs.
Look at his face.
I'm experiencing the pain of being a northerner.
You don't know pain.
Shall I turn your microphone? Shall I turn the microphone on?
I think you should, yeah.
Okay.
I said, you don't know pain.
My show is that a threat?
If you like.
I feel I feel threatened, so that makes it a threat.
Well, I can't handle how you feel.
I know you can't. Powerful stuff. Now, my show is highbrow. We cover all manner of subjects from the royal family to Darth Vader. But here's producer Kath bringing the tone down. Again. One of the most horrific things in my life, and this is partly spurred me to become a vegetarian a few years later. I remember being 6 or 7, and we were on holiday in Cornwall. We were staying on a caravan on a farm, right? And one morning the farmer said to me and my sister, who was 9, do you want to come and see the chickens? We're like, yeah, totes want to go and see the chickens. Totally!
I bet you can still smell it.
Man alive, it was a battery farm.
Oh.
It was I mean, I've probably made it bigger in my head, but I remember he opened this door into this huge barn. Just thousands upon... Well, you should be apologising to us as well. Thousands upon thousands of chickens in these tiny little boxes. It was horrific.
Do you know what does it for me? Scabby legs.
Yeah, pigeons' legs.
They're all squashed in on themselves and they kind of defecate on themselves and stuff. No,
all right, mate.
You don't like to think of your chickens like that. You like to think
of bring defecation into it?
Because that's what happens. But
why did you bring it? It's 7:10 in the morning. What are you bringing defecation into it for?
They get burns on their legs because of it.
Mate!
You want them running free.
I don't want any mention of defecation on my show at 7:10 in the morning.
I could have been more specific.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Oh, dearie me. Great piece about defecation there, Catherine. We should have more on that on my show.
Definitely. Defecationally.
Here's a moany, whinging caller moaning and whinging. Pat's in Houghton Regis. Morning, Pat.
Good morning, Ian.
You bored of all this Scottish nonsense?
Too right, I'm bored of it. I mean, they're a bigger whinger than I am in Scotland.
Wow. That is saying something, Pat.
It is. I thought it would be this morning. I am just absolutely fed up, I think, like you, Ian, that they get the free care for the elderly, free tuition fees. I mean, we get a lot of free things, and what do the politicians do for us in England? Why are we being ignored for all these free benefits that people are getting in other countries? Or other parts of the UK.
You've introduced an interesting phone-in that I'm more than happy to go with. Catherine, you whispered in my ear.
What have the Scots ever done for us?
08459 455 555.
Shortbread.
Shortbread, the Crankies.
You can't give them tartan because that was actually the Irish.
Yeah. So not a lot, Pat.
Not a lot at all. I'm just... I tell you what, if they vote yes in Scotland, they can vote yes to losing quite a lot of things, I reckon.
They're going to lose your support.
They're going to lose subsidies, aren't they? I mean, we're actually paying for what they're getting at the moment, but I want to know what our MPs are doing for people in England. What are we getting here in England?
Pat, listen, actually quite a bit, but we haven't got time to go into that.
You reckon?
I thought I faded you off. I faded the wrong one. Sorry, Pat. Yes, now he's gone.
Spiteri.
Thank you, Pat.
Spiteri.
So this
Corbett.
Okay. Thank you for that. He's introduced an interesting subject. What have Scotland ever done for us? So we've got Spiteri, Charlene, Corbett, Ronald.
Way.
Lulu.
Oh no, I just forgot. Yeah, Lulu.
Shortbread, and the Crankies.
And funny swearing from Mr. Billy Connolly.
Oh, it's funny. I'm Billy Connolly and I was wearing a big slipper and it was funny.
Here's some true factual evidence from Justin Dealey, fact and not fiction Dealey. He also says telepathy. Oh, I said it incorrectly now. Telepathy. How do you say it? He's confused me.
Telepathy, not telepathy, Justin.
What a plum. Isn't he a plum? There is a story in the papers. Scientists have proved that telepathic powers exist. Of course they don't. It's a load of old rubbish.
Ian, why am I even here?
I don't know, Just.
Seriously.
I ask that question every flipping morning.
Not that issue, but this issue. You know, every single time this comes up in the papers, you bring out the same old line. It's a load of old rubbish. You are narrow-minded.
We showed this to you in the office before the show, and you went, guys, I don't know how much more Ev I can give you. I've proven it already.
How about some Ev?
Seriously.
And he came, he's been out on the street, right, all morning, and I just saw him briefly during the news, and he said, this stuff is going to blow your mind.
No, it will. It will.
I suspect it won't.
It will do. And I have to say, thank you once again for making my Monday morning very easy, because, as you know, I can read minds just like that. This report took me all of about 10 minutes compared to a normal report of, let's say, an hour.
12 minutes.
So thank you very much. OK, we can do this individually in 3 parts, OK? I've got lots of
it. It's a trilogy.
If you want to do a 1 hour special...
A trilogy of Ev from this plum.
I have the minerals for a 1 hour broadcast on this, if you want. Okay?
Minerals?
Evidence number 1 that I can read people's
Exhibit
minds.
A.
Yes.
Here we go.
Exhibit A.
Shall I press play?
Please.
There we go.
Do you believe in telepathy, sir?
No.
Why?
I just think it's possible.
I bet I know what you're thinking.
What's going on? Who are you?
I'm J-Dog. I work with Iain Lee on Three Counties Radio. I think I know what you're thinking right now. OK, can you just look at me in the eye for a second? OK, we've got the focus, right. I think that you are thinking to yourself, am I going to get a full 1 hour lunch break today? You know I'm right. I can tell by your face you're shocked. You know I'm right, don't you?
Yeah, well, I don't know how you would think of that. I was thinking that earlier. I don't know.
Right, Justin.
There you go.
Can I just play the beginning of that report again?
Yeah, go for it.
Would you mind?
No, it's okay.
So I just want to check something. All right. So everyone just listen. I'm going to turn this. I'm going to get it in the right place. I'm going to turn this up nice and loud. Let's just have a quick listen to just thought we heard something.
Do you believe in telepathy, sir?
Right. Okay. What the hell is telepathy?
Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Yeah, that's what I said. Telepathy.
Yeah, but
hang on a second.
What is telepathy?
Reading people's minds.
No, mate. That's telepathy.
I call it telepathy. It's my own words. Look, there's the evidence. You're getting away from the evidence. Evidence number 1. Okay? Agreed? Are we all clear here? Are we all clear?
Well, some of us are. What's Exhibit B?
For goodness sake, you two. You're just getting right on my nerves. Right, OK.
Your psychic nerves.
Yeah. Again, these were all random meetings of minds on the street. They weren't set up. Evidence number 2. I think you're thinking that people in this town don't drive very well. That's a really random thought, I know, but is that what you're thinking right now?
Yeah.
Are you not a bit freaked out that I can predict something so random like that?
In Luton, it's just the way it is. It's just everyone drives rubbish.
So for anybody who thinks that telepathy is a load of nonsense, for example, Iain Lee, he needs to get a life, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I don't understand what's going on.
Pronunciation,
So you're bullying young men.
Can you say February for me?
February.
Exactly.
Can I tell you something?
Go on.
Justin, I know exactly what you're doing now. You're standing outside 3CR.
No,
and you've got a cigarette on.
Not true at all.
Well, Nick can see you and has just texted me in and said, Justin is standing outside 3CR with a fag on talking to Ian. I can see him. LOL.
Hand on heart. In fact, next person that walks past me, I'll ask them, hand on heart, I am not smoking a cigarette.
Oh,
OK?
right.
So your psychic powers clearly aren't working.
OK, mate, but obviously you're a telepathetic. What's evidence number 3?
OK. You're not impressed by that?
Not yet, mate.
How random is that? That man thinking about traffic problems in Luton.
You bullied a young man. OK, what's number 3?
OK, evidence number 3. Here we go. Sir, I'm from Iain Lee's show. What's your name?
Richard.
Richard, we're doing a feature this morning about telepathy. OK, I could be wrong here, but I'm thinking... Just look me in the eye for a second. Can we hold that focus there for a second?
They're thinking, what's telepathy?
1, 2, 3. I think that you're thinking right now that you're going to be late for work.
Yes, that's correct.
Do you think I've got special powers?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. What more do you need? Listen, do you want me to come back later on with more?
I mean...
I don't get you. What is your... Seriously, you're starting to annoy me now because, again, I have given you evidence.
You're making me
evidence. And you still don't get it.
You feeling better, Kels? You were off sick this week.
I'm feeling a little bit better.
Okay, you going to take another sickie off?
Maybe.
Okay. On Tuesday, we discussed Hot Tub Britain.
It's for perverts.
What? Hang on, I wasn't here. What? Hot tubs are amazing.
Oh, there we go.
There we go, you see.
I once sat in a hot tub while it was thundering and lightning.
You know what this is?
Amazing.
Ev.
This is the Ev, yeah, it's for perverts. Broken Britain. You're broken, wet Britain.
Why am I?
You made people tea with strangers.
What,
What?
lovely.
I shower after.
Human soup.
I shower after. I don't sit there and drink from the
Get a ladle.
hot tub.
Human soup, guys. Come on, let's put 2 more in.
Everyone's like, do you want to go for a drink afterwards? I'm like, nah, I feel I've had too much in here.
Hot Tub Britain and Betty. Enjoy. We were talking about hot tubs.
Oh, yeah. And how they're for perverts.
Well, there is a programme on ITV, independent television, tonight, 9 p.m, Hot Tub Britain.
Right. What time's it on?
9 p.m.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Perverts.
growing attraction of the hot tub is examined in this one-off film. In this country, it is seen as a desirable status symbol. As workers at one Blackpool family firm known only too well, we meet Dennis Holmes. Oh, this is wrong. We meet Dennis Holmes, son Dan Holmes, and son-in-law Ross Phillipson, who own the biggest hot tub superstore in Britain.
It's a big advert for their bath shop, then, is it?
Flipping it. I think it's just...
It's a one-off, and it's about the trend. Not that much of a trend, then. It's one bloke selling hot tubs,
I think
saying, yeah, they're really popular.
It is disgusting. I mean, you really have to be some sort of deviant.
You know,
don't you?
I think, you sit in your own bath, steam in your own juices, that's fine. Everyone else's, no thanks.
I don't really like being wet.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Hey, speaking of getting wet, this is one for you. Pill.
Just carry on talking.
Okay, pill that stops you getting in a sweat.
Oh, I'm not a sweaty person.
Oh.
But I know people who are.
Well...
I know someone who had an operation. They can go in through your armpit to stop your hands sweating. True fact. If you've got toady hands, there is something that can be done.
You can get Botox to stop you sweating. I used to have a really sweaty right armpit.
What was wrong with your pit?
I don't think anything was wrong with it, it's just sweaty.
Was your left one diverting?
For years, the prospect of socialising with her friends, days out with husband Robert, and even pottering around the garden filled Betty Glennie with dread. It wasn't... Sorry?
She's not... Go on.
It wasn't that the 71-year-old retired saleswoman didn't want to go out. Her life was blighted by chronic, excessive sweating. They've given it a posh name, but I'm not going to...
You don't want to be called Betty.
Sweaty Betty! Oh, I'm so... How was I so slow on the uptake? I do apologise. Sweaty Betty Glennie.
My kids have got a doll called Sweaty Betty. It's a weird Spanish doll, right? And it's got little holes in its hairline, so if you fill it with water, it will sweat.
It actually sweats.
Yeah, Sweaty Betty. I'll bring you in tomorrow if you want. You can have a go.
Go on, give us one more, then we'll have a song.
I've got one more.
Oh, well, then we'll have a song. On Wednesday's show, I spoke to Gordon McIntosh. He told me about his experience at St Francis Boys' Home, which is being investigated by Bedfordshire Police over claims of organisational sexual abuse.
I was there from 1959 to 66.
And obviously, without going into too much graphic detail, because it's a ridiculously early time in the morning, what kind of things were going on there?
Mostly, it was all physical abuse. I mean, I endured and went through lots of physical abuse and brutality by the priests and the nuns, but there was sexual abuse going on. And one of the main culprits was with the priest actually in charge.
When did you first speak up about this, Gordon?
Well, it first came to light back in the 1990s. People started, coming forward, making complaints. But 2 years ago since I left there, I've always wondered what happened to the lads that I grew up with. And the last 5 or 6 years, I've been going out of my way to try and find these lads. And April of last year, we all got together, and I was hearing all these different stories. And we decided, it was about time that we did something again, to try and bring it to the limelight, to make people aware of our story.
Did you know at the time, Gordon, that physical and sexual abuse was happening to your classmates and other people there?
Not at the time. We were kids. We didn't realise what was going on.
And was there, this may be slightly the wrong phrase, was there a sense of relief when you all got together and this common theme started to come out?
Yeah, because, I mean, all our lives, you know, we've lived with what we went through, with the memories of what we went through. And a lot of guys, they can't talk about it. But we found that when we got together and we started telling each other and, you know, our different stories, you know, where we used to look back as individually and we used to look back on it and it was with horror. You know, you found it a lot easier to talk to the guys that actually went through the same thing as what you did.
It's been investigated before, hasn't it? And
yeah.
Well, nothing came of it. Why do you think that was, and what's different about this investigation?
Well, this is the fourth investigation. And the first two investigations, the police actually arrested the priest, one of the priests. They actually arrested him, but he was never charged. Then the police lost the paperwork. They lost all the files. I mean, one lad actually died at home. I mean, it wasn't from abuse, but it was through negligence by the staff. But the paperwork for that case actually disappeared as well. And it just seemed like nothing, you know, even though they had arrested one person twice, nothing went further. And I think now that we've got a dedicated team, with a senior investigator, I think things are going to progress and the truth is actually going to come out and our story is going to be told.
I'm going to ask a couple of questions. Why is it so important for your story to be told, Gordon?
Because the guys need closure. I mean, we've got one lad out in Australia. You know, his life has been affected so much by it that, you know, he's lost his social standing, he's lost his wife, he's lost his family, he's lost his position in the church because he he told what went on there and how it's affected him and how it's turned his life around. You know, it's turned his life around for the worse because he's lived with it and he's suffered mentally because of it. A lot of these guys, they came out of that home not just with physical scars, but with mental scars. And it's affected their way of life. And has it affected your way of life, Gordon? In certain ways, yes. There are certain things I can't do. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I do have religion. I'm not a devout Catholic. I don't go to church every Sunday like we're supposed to. I cannot go into a church and sit there and look at a priest in a pulpit giving a sermon because the effect that priest at the time, you know, he would scare us. It was scary. It was frightening. It was horrific. And I can't go into a church now and look at a priest in a pulpit because it brings back flashbacks of this priest.
Gordon, one question that some of our listeners, I know some of our listeners will be thinking this because when we've discussed sexual abuse that happened decades ago, this theme often comes up. Why didn't you do anything at the time? And why can't you just let it lie now? Now, I know the answers to this, but I'd like to hear your answer just to put some of those minds at rest.
Well, let me just answer one question first. Why didn't we do anything about it then? We used to have guys that used to run away from the place to get away. And they would report it to the police. When the police found these kids on the street, you know, running away, the boys would actually tell the police what was going on, and the police would actually bring them straight back. Instead of investigating, they would bring them straight back.
How terrifying.
Well, I mean, one lad actually ran away from the home, went to a neighbour in the town, told the neighbour what was going on. The neighbour got the boy, locked him in his room, went down to his shed, got his bike out, got a piece of rope, got the boy, tied the boy to the rope, tied the rope to the bike, and rode the bike with the boy running behind back to the home. Nobody was listening. Nobody would listen. Nobody would do anything. I mean, one of our lads has actually written a book about his life at the home. His name's Tony Walsh. I mean, the first day of his life at the home takes up 12 pages of this book.
And just on to the other question, Gordon, why can't you let it lie? Why can't you let the past be?
We've been told by... because there is still another member of staff. He wasn't actually a member of the staff at the home, but he's told people that our stories are frivolous, and that makes my blood boil. We went through a horrific time. I'd never known violence. When I first went there, I never knew violence. I'd never been hit. And, you know, for him to turn around and say that our stories are frivolous, that makes my blood boil.
Gordon, I really appreciate you sharing your stories and your honesty this morning. If there are people listening who perhaps went to St Francis Boys' Home but haven't contacted you or spoken to anyone about this, and this is kind of, you know, touched a nerve, how do they get in touch? Is there a website or an email or something they can use?
Well, there is, but I'm not sure how it's a special website, but if they call Crime Stoppers...
OK.
I mean, it was on television last night. If they contact Crime Stoppers and also the Bedfordshire Police... OK, that's the way to do it, is it? Yeah. Gordon, but we do need them. We do need them to make contact.
Of course you do, yeah.
And, you know, like you've said already, we need to get closure on this story. Our guys need to put their minds at rest. We need to get our story told. The truth has to come out.
I really hope you get what you're looking for, Gordon.
Thank you.
Hey, you know that rich family?
Bouquets?
No! Do you know what the royal family's last name is?
Windsor.
Yeah, why
You know
not?
what their real name is?
Die Flötengudenberg.
It is German, isn't it?
Yeah. What is it?
Saxe-Coburgs.
Do you Saxe-Coburgs?
It's just the way I'm walking.
Anyway, I love the royal family. They are better than you, and they're better than me. And they're certainly better than Lisa. Lisa and Luton, the royal family are better than you.
They are, definitely. I agree with you on that one.
Tell me why.
Because my uncle used to work for them on the Royal Train, and they were really, really, you know, really good in that, because Charles took a photo with my uncle actually on the Royal Train.
That's Prince Charles to you, Lisa.
Oh, sorry, yes, Prince Charles.
Yeah.
So I'm not a royal or anything, but...
I can tell.
You know, but, yeah.
So Prince Charles, His Royal Highness Prince Charles, took a photo... Sorry, did you say it was your dad or your uncle?
My Uncle Les.
Uncle Les?
Yeah. And on the Royal... he was actually on the Royal Train, and he actually used to work there. But unfortunately, he died of cancer, throat cancer.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry to hear that.
And that's all right. And when we went to the funeral, they actually sent a fleur-de-lis, flowers, about 3 foot, to his funeral.
From the royal family?
Yeah.
And was it signed Prince Charles?
Yes, it was.
Was it really?
The royal family, yes, it was, yeah.
I'm not being funny. I bet your family were showing off like nobody's business, and rightfully so.
Yes, they were.
That's fantastic. And you hear that, Lisa. Honestly, that is such a great story. Not obviously your uncle dying, but such a great story because it shows the humanity that the royal family have that a lot of people think they don't have. They think they're out of touch. They think they haven't got a clue, and yet they sent a fleur de lis to your uncle's funeral, and they don't need to do that, do they?
No, they don't.
Not for the likes of us.
No, I totally understand that. Yeah, but the fleur de lis was it was like a white fleur de lis.
Yep.
And then like a blue background.
Beautiful.
Like white flowers and
classy.
I think it was made of plastic, but it was still nicer than to send some flowers. You know
Have you got that picture that that His Royal Highness Prince Charles took of Uncle Les?
I have, yes. And I've got it on my phone.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Lisa, listen, but just to confirm, the royal family are better than you?
Because... I don't know, really. They're just brilliant.
With all the hurrah... You spelled hurrah.
That wasn't me. And I didn't even know Kate was pregnant again.
Hey.
Yeah, congratulations. She's pregnant.
Is she? Oh.
With a baby girl, probably.
Or boy.
One of the two.
Good for them, man.
Well, anyway, we got talking about babies. Justin said he would have to have a boy to watch the football and go to the pub with. You think, though,
Why doesn't he just get a mate?
Because they can say no.
You think that he would deserve a girl, though?
Yeah, I think karma. You know the way he is.
Yeah.
He needs to feel the other side of this equation.
I bet he'll call it karma as well.
Yeah, some silly name. Anyway, the same thing happened to April's dad. He was a twinkler.
What is that? What's a twinkler?
Have a listen and find out. April's in Luton. Good morning, April.
Good morning, how are you?
I've got a stiff neck and I've got a headache and I'm feeling a little bit anxious. Apart from that, I'm on top of the world.
Oh, you could always let Catherine take over.
Sorry?
You could always let Catherine take over.
Good idea.
No. Why would
you
I
have a little lay down.
Lie down? Why would I do that?
Because she's just as professional.
Oh, that's not saying much, though, is it really, April?
I tell you what, then. I'll shut up. Let's hear how professional she is.
Morning, April. How are you doing?
Good morning, how are you?
Good, thanks. What did you want to say?
You were talking this morning about choice of sex for children, and you're saying Justin would most likely have girls.
He deserves girls, right, because he's such a player, or he thinks he is.
Yeah. So my dad was a player.
Oh, really?
He had 5 girls in the end. He had 2 ex-wives, numerous ex-girlfriends. All of his dogs ended up being female. All of his cats female. Even his female. And in the end, after he died, we booked him a female minister.
I think it's disgusting.
Ian, if you're going to join in. Don't use Dave. Have you heard this? It's ridiculous.
Hell mess.
It's
it's a hell mess.
It is a hell mess. We're trying to have a conversation here. Do you mind? Butt out. Right,
the difficult part was at the funeral, keeping all of the ex-girlfriends and ex-wives separate.
Wow. It sounds like a soap opera.
Yeah, I don't watch soap operas. There's no point.
You lived one.
Such an interest. Yeah.
So when did it come about that he had this tangled love life? Did you always know?
Yeah, there are some people you meet in life and you think you're a player, and my dad was one of them.
So what was he like? Was he a twinkler?
Yeah. He always made girls swoon. The most embarrassing point for me was when I was about 32 and his current girlfriend came to ask permission to be his girlfriend because she was actually 31.
I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, I did at the time too.
Hell mess.
It's shocking.
I like the mushy peas.
Really professional, Catherine.
Well, it would have been if you hadn't kept interjecting.
Well, that sounds like what her dad was doing. April, thank you very much for your call.
No problem.
Thank you very much indeed.
The ladies love a twinkler, don't they?
I don't know what you mean by a twinkler.
Well, for me, it's someone who's not necessarily that good looking,
right?
But they know how to turn. They know how to turn it on.
Yep,
They've got a twinkle in their eye, slightly devilish. It's
Yep.
kind of irresistible.
Yeah, well.
You know they're dangerous.
But you still want to go there.
You kind of do, because they make you feel special.
08459 455 555. Twinklers ahoy! You see, that's a twinkler.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Darth Vader called in! Is that Darth Vader on the line?
It's Dave.
Dave Vader?
No, Dave from Luton.
Darth Dave Vader?
No, shut it, pal, right?
The thing that gets me about you, Dave...
Oh, here we go again. If you don't... I'm coming down there one day and I'm going to bonk you on the nose.
Well, we're based in Luton for the moment. You're based...
Well, I know.
He's going to bonk you on the nose.
Don't you dare bonk my nose, you deviant.
Yeah,
You're based in Luton and your last name is Luton.
No, it's not. It's Dave from Luton.
I know, that makes it even more amazing. Your middle name is From.
It's like Joey Essex, isn't it?
Catherine, can you put the fader on Catherine because she started with you now?
Dave,
what?
If you move to Stevenage, would you change your name to Stephen from Luton?
Look, can you ask me a question?
Yeah, OK. If you move to Stevenage...
It was a lovely day yesterday.
Wasn't it just?
Lovely and sunny and warm.
Yeah.
You're 42, a married man with 2 little children.
41.
What the hell are you doing with a hoodie on? What's the name of the gang, pal?
What are you doing with a hoodie on?
What was he wearing?
A hoodie.
Why?
Well, he got it caught, didn't he? And he's hurt his neck now. If he ain't got headache and backache and leg ache.
I know,
now
isn't he a moaner?
Oh, yeah, Catherine. But where's he gone now? Is he gone skiving off to get his... Oh, here we go. All the time. Jonathan Bernard-Smith, come on down. Come on down.
It's been...
Yeah, oh, royalty for when you put in my name, my voice on the radio. Hello? Oh, here we go. A hell mess. It's a hell of a mess, this radio station. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I'm trying to talk sense to you, Mr... What is it? Oh, yeah, Lee, yeah. I like the mushy peas. Yeah, yeah. It's a hell.
Boom, 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 boom.
It's Justin, yeah. Can you stop putting my voice on the radio in the mornings, please? Trauma noise. Yeah, trauma noise, yeah.
I like the mushy peas.
Yeah. I like your nose my fist on the end of it. Hell mess. Oh dear, he's off again. Why do you wear a hoodie at the age of 42? Please tell me. He thinks he's going to sleep on a snake. Oh, is that right? Yeah, he wants to curl up on a snake and all. It might bite him.
The National Secular Society is demanding to know why Central Bedfordshire Council offered to reinstate a registrar who refuses to marry gay couples. Well, we talked about this on Thursday, and just after 8, I was joined by Andrea Williams from the Christian Legal Centre and Sian Lambert from the Lesbian and Gay Foundation. It got, it got a little bit heated. She wasn't prepared to say, I'm happy to pronounce you man and man, was she?
No, because she doesn't believe that a gay couple can be pronounced.
Well, that is discrimination, isn't it?
No, it's not, because actually it's not at all. It's actually expressing a belief that many people up and down the country absolutely believe.
Well, many people up and down the country believe that black people are inferior. It's still discrimination.
That's a very unfair comparison.
Tell me why.
Because homosexuality is all about behaviour. It's about and it's behaviour that many people, many Christians will say that it is wrong. They will say that all sex outside of marriage between a man and a woman is something that is wrong, and that's something that many people up and down this country believe, and that it cannot amount to marriage.
Sian, Andrea, let me just... one second, let me just bring Sian in. You'll speak again, Andrea. Sian Lambert from the Lesbian and Gay Foundation. To refuse to marry a gay couple is not discrimination.
Well, I don't really see how it isn't discrimination. Whether or not this registrar believes that same-sex marriage should be legal, it is actually the law of the land now. And I think there is totally a comparison to be made. If she didn't believe that a black person should marry a white person, should she be allowed to
That's not
carry out
she
that
hasn't
marriage?
believed. Absolutely not. She would.
Andrea, just let Sian finish. Andrea, just let Sian finish.
That might not be something she believes, but in the past, religious people have used the Bible to justify not carrying out marriages between a black person and a white person. If she believed that someone who's previously been divorced shouldn't be able to get married, should she be able to refuse to marry that person? Most churches would say that the purpose of marriage is procreation, and that's sometimes used as justification for not carrying out same-sex marriage. Would she then, therefore, refuse to marry a couple who are maybe in their 70s and therefore couldn't procreate? And should she be able to refuse to do that? At the end of the day, this woman's job was to carry out marriages for the local authority to the legal requirements of the country, and part of the legal requirements is that same-sex couples should be allowed to marry.
Sian, what about accommodating her Christian beliefs?
Well, at the end of the day, I think it's fine to accommodate someone's Christian beliefs, but not if that discriminates against another person. I can't even begin to imagine what it must feel like if you turned up to a registration office to say, yes, myself and my partner want to get married, and to find that one of the registrars there says, well, that's all very well, but I don't believe you should be able to get married, so I will not carry out that wedding.
Well, it never quite got to that stage. This conversation was kind of had before. Andrea, your response to Sian?
This conversation had been being had by Margaret Jones, who was well loved and well respected for many years. In fact, back in civil partnership, when civil partnerships were passed in 2004, she said that she would be prepared to continue to register, but she couldn't be involved in any ceremonial aspect, and that she would not be able to do same-sex marriages if the law changed again. But no couple were ever going to walk through the registry office in Milton Keynes or in Bedford, and Margaret Jones would there say, "I'm not going to marry you." That was never, ever going to happen.
But she wouldn't have married them if they'd been there.
It was because she cared so much. She cared so much that she was bending over backwards to do everything that she could to ensure that a gay couple would be happily served by somebody who would be happy to do
the love of a same-sex couple and making sure that, you can say someone else would carry out the marriage, therefore it wasn't discrimination, but it was discrimination because she wouldn't carry out the marriage. What if that someone else was off sick that day? You can't have a situation where someone says, I'm not going to do part of my job, which is basically what she was saying.
Now, your freedom to believe that marriage is, what you're then saying is that your freedom to believe that marriage is between a man and a woman is your freedom to resign, your freedom to get out of the space, which will mean that many people in this country, and it's nothing to do with hatefulness, it's actually, the law of the land cannot compel you to believe something that is not true.
No, it can't compel you.
That cannot believe, marriage, though for those of us that believe the Bible, we will always believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. And even
there's plenty of people who believe the Bible who are Christian who would believe
something about
Andrew, just let Sian come in.
It's completely right and legal. To be honest, just last week, a church in Iowa in the USA married a couple who were 90 and 91. They've been together for 72 years. And yet this registrar would have said, well, no, your relationship is wrong. It's not a serious relationship. It's not recognised in the eyes of God.
Andrea,
so she would have said to that 90 and 91-year-old, you don't have a commitment together.
She would not
have a life together because I refuse to honour your marriage.
No, she would have very gently and very quietly. That's not something she would have ever been involved in.
Andrea, can I ask? Maybe Ms Jones was in the wrong job. If she wasn't prepared to follow the law of the land, then perhaps she was in the wrong job.
Margaret Jones is 54. She's been doing this job all of her working life.
But the law has changed, and if she's not prepared to follow the law, the law has.
The law is not forcing churches to marry same-sex couples.
Hang on, Sian. Let Andrea. No, it's okay. Don't worry. It's a heated debate. But Andrea, the law has changed, and if she's not prepared to accommodate the law in her job, then the implication is she's in the wrong job.
No, the law also has to accommodate Margaret Jones. The law has to accommodate those with religious beliefs, with Christian beliefs, and has to balance the two.
You're basically arguing that the law has to accommodate discrimination. That's what you're arguing. You're arguing that the law should accommodate someone discriminating against another person.
What you're asking is that someone with deeply held Christian beliefs that marriage is between a man and a woman should lose their job, should be sacked for gross misconduct, should be out of the space, and that unless we are prepared to actually...
I'm arguing that someone should not be able to discriminate against another person.
This is not discrimination at all. It's not discrimination at all.
It's absolutely discrimination.
No, it's not. It's about
refusing
compelling
to give a service to someone for which you are being paid to provide that service. No one is saying if Margaret Jones
and she was going to do birth
Andrea, listen, Sian, finish. I promise I'll let you come back in.
If Margaret Jones was a vicar in a church, no one is saying that church should be forced to carry out the marriage of a same-sex couple if they don't want to. But she was a civil registrar in a civil situation, a secular situation, and she was therefore discriminating against people because she was refusing to carry out the service that she was being paid to provide.
Andrea, I've just Googled discrimination for the definition. The practice of unfairly treating a person or group of people differently from other people or groups of people. So to refuse to marry two people who are legally entitled to marry is by the definition discrimination.
Not if you believe that marriage is between a man and woman, and that could never be and that is rooted in your Christian faith.
No, but
it's actually an act of love. It's actually an act of love.
What if I believe that marriage is between two white people, or marriage is between two people who can have children? Am I therefore allowed to not marry other people who don't meet those requirements? What if I believe that marriage should only be between two people who are aged exactly 23 years old, and I can find a religious document that says that that's the case? Should I be able to discriminate in that way?
Andrew, we've just had a text in. Brian has texted. His spelling isn't great, but I think I can make it out what he's trying to say. Why should any registrar have to marry these disgusting people? And isn't it attitudes like Ms Jones, and I suggest yours, that kind of fuel these views? Are you proud that views like this are being fueled by your argument?
We don't believe that people are discussing. Jesus Christ came to die for each one of us, and he calls us all to a high level of purity, and that is that sex.
So homosexuality is impure?
Sexual expression is between a man and a woman.
So homosexuality is impure?
Within a committed relationship.
Which you're denying them? You're denying them that committed relationship?
And the point here is that marriage, its uniqueness is based on not about procreation. Uniqueness is about complementarity.
We're running out of time, Andrea. Are you saying that you're saying that you're denying them that committed relationship by not allowing them to get married? Are you saying that homosexuality is impure?
I'm saying that all sex outside of marriage between a man and a woman...
We're talking about men and men and women and women here.
No, in that case, a couple who had sex before marriage should also are impure and shouldn't be able to get married. Is that what you're saying?
What the Bible says very clearly about because it's all about behaviour.
But I don't understand. This is not about what the Bible says. This is about the law of the land. And about discriminating against
but what
people.
the Bible says is
not everyone who walks through the door of the registration office believes in the Bible or certainly believes.
Listen, we're running out of time. It's all getting on. Can I just ask you one important question? Last question, Sian. I'll start with you. Which is more important, do you think, the law of the land or religion?
Well, personally, I think if you're employed to do a job, you should do that job and you shouldn't discriminate against people.
Andrea, what's more important, the law of the land or religion?
The wonderful, beautiful message of hope that is found in Jesus Christ for each one of us.
Can't please everyone all the time. Can't please some people all the time. Can't please Oliver ever.
Have a listen to this. And if you know what on earth Oliver is banging on about, can you email me, iain.lee@bbc.co.uk?
Well, you made a comment during that debate regarding black people, which I took offence to, and I'm sure many would. Your belief is that many people up and down the country may believe that, have a belief that black people are inferior. Okay, I think you may have dealt that better by countering that. It may be a belief, or people might think that white people are inferior. Okay,
Oliver, permission to interrupt, sir.
Yeah, please.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. What, are you saying that I said that black people were inferior?
That's the comment that you made.
Could you give me the at least paraphrase what I said?
Well, I've just said.
Well, I said black people are inferior. Did I?
You said people up and down the country may have a belief that black people are inferior. Can you prove that?
Well, yeah, people do think that. They're called racists, Oliver. I don't know if you've heard of them. Racists? Yeah. They think that black people are inferior, yes. I don't think that... Let me clarify. I don't think that black people are inferior, but some people do think that. And if you don't believe that, you're living in Cloud Cuckoo Land, sir.
Well, I'm not living in Cloud Cuckoo Land. What I'm saying is many people might think that white people are inferior.
Yes, they do. Yes, those are racists as well. Those people exist. It's sad, isn't it?
Exactly so.
So I'm not quite sure what I've angered you with by pointing out that racists exist.
No. I mean, I think you handled it quite wrongly, and I shall take this a tad further.
Well, don't shout at me, Oliver. Talk to me.
No, I'm not shouting.
You just said you'd shout at me.
No. I said I'd take it a tad further. Just to ensure that we have a decent bias of opinion rather than...
Oliver, I've literally got no idea what you're banging on about, mate. I said that some people think black people are inferior. They do. They're racists. And some people think that white people are inferior. They do. They're racist. What's upset you? That we live in a racist world? It's terrible, isn't it?
No. Your comment upset me. You might have.
How did it upset you, Oliver?
Yeah, you might just counter that by what we've said.
No, I'm not going to counter it, mate, because you've taken offence at nothing. You're looking for a fight, sir, and I don't know why. How did it offend you?
Absolutely not.
How did it offend you?
It offended me because what you're doing, you're promulgating a belief that I think is wrong, and I think is...
I know what you're upset about.
Right.
Shall I clarify it for you?
Please do.
You're upset that I compared black people to gay people, aren't you? And you don't like gay people.
You're totally on a tangent there. You're totally on a tangent.
Is that? Have I not got that right? Because that's. Do you,
I'm not racist or homophobic in any.
Do you approve of gay marriage?
Do I approve of gay marriage? I think people should marry whether they're gay.
Okay. So again, Oliver, well, if I've gone up a cul-de-sac there, mate, I've got literally no idea what you're banging on about. You've taken offence at nothing. You've taken offence at a fact. Imagine being offended at a fact.
Well, you can counter that fact by doing the inverse as well. Okay. So if you say many people might think black people are inferior, you might have countered by saying, and many people might think white people are inferior.
Why would I do that, Oliver? Why would I do that?
Because that is a fair comparison.
Oh, but if we counted everything, then we'd be here all day. Are you Are you saying that you think I'm a racist?
Absolutely not.
Then what are you saying, Oliver?
What I'm saying, in your position, you should be more careful on the comments you make sometimes. Okay.
Well, Oliver, you have not highlighted any comment that could be deemed offensive, except by someone who's looking for a fight.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay.
Okay, Oliver. You see? I still don't know. I'm sat here listening to it on a loop.
Word of warning for people who have a homosexual persuasion, courtesy of one of our callers.
Yes. You might want to listen to this medical advice. It turns out it's not all fun and games.
You know, if you ask a question, which one is more important, the law of the land or religion? You don't even have to put it as religion. But the first thing you got to understand is that the basis of our laws in our civil society is based on the laws of the Bible. That is where we got our laws from. Do not kill, do not murder, do not fornicate. But now our systems begin to modify these things. Now you got to understand that even as religious people, you still have to base a lot of your morality is actually got from your faith. And so when people have to make choices between the laws of the land, if the laws of the land violate natural laws, divine laws, creative laws, then you will have to choose the law of God.
Again, this is the implication, just to pick you up on one word, natural laws. So the implication there, Dave, is that being gay is unnatural.
Well, the thing is that natural laws, if you violate natural laws, it doesn't matter who votes for it in Parliament. Natural laws will still take its effect.
So is being gay unnatural?
Sorry?
Is being gay unnatural?
Now, can I ask you a question based on that?
Well, could you answer the question first? Could you answer the question first, Dave, and then I'll answer your question. Is being gay unnatural?
What is your rectum made is supposed to do? It's supposed to be an exit for waste products.
My rectum?
Once you violate that, your rectum is your point of exit for waste products in your body.
Okay. So,
once you violate that use, it's going to self-disintegrate.
Self-disintegrate. Dave, thank you very much indeed. We're talking about the self-disintegration of rectums. It's probably time to move on. Dave, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. This stuff happened on Friday's show.
I wasn't here.
Oh, yeah! What's that all about?
Kids, innit? Little hangers-on.
Yeah.
First day at preschool, Mummy needs to be there.
No, she doesn't. How old are they now?
She's 2.
Exactly! It's old enough to be on her own! Shameful behaviour.
Yeah, fair enough. I should cut the cord.
Which is more important? You literally should, because that is disgusting. Which is more important, your job or your kids? Tell you what, while you're talking about that, here's what's happened in Friday's show that you weren't here for, so probably better. Now that's what I'm talking about! Oh, that's what we needed. Morning, this is Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. Catherine Boyle, producer, is not here. Matthew Lockwood is, Justin Dealey is, and guess who's producing? Guess who's producing?
Is it me?
Yeah!
Oh, I wish I knew this.
Someone should have told you before now.
I know.
What have we got in the show?
Who knows?
I do. Trains. Bikes. And buckets. On buckets. Yeah, trains, bikes and buckets.
Across beds, hats and
I
bucks.
feel sick.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Got a script from me, Matt?
Oh, you have to read it off the screen.
We were wigging out to the Monkeys thing.
That was a mistake.
Yeah. But it was a mistake to do it just before you came on air, mate.
I should never do that.
I am a very fit man in literally every sense of the word.
I got stuck on the chair. I couldn't get off.
Sorry?
It was spinning around the chair. I couldn't get off the chair. Oh, I actually do feel sick now. I might have to throw up.
Well, no, don't do that.
Right.
Well, should we do the thing about trains?
I hope I can get through this.
Well,
have I got some tea or something with me?
Already, this is the best show I've ever done. I'm watching a man have a breakdown. And you're listening to it live. BBC Three Counties Radio, the home of the Northern Breakdown.
Right.
Have they... Now, obviously, Catherine isn't in today. You're in.
Yep.
You're in. Is it like a BBC quota that one Northerner out, one Northerner in? Is that...
It pretty much is,
That's
yes.
how it works, is it?
It pretty much is,
Pretty
yes.
much?
Pretty much.
OK, now...
It's lovely.
Train news, guys. Hold on to your hats. We could end up miles away from here. This is exciting stuff. It's not. From this Sunday, the Thameslink line, which runs from Bedford and through Luton and St Albans down to Brighton, will be under new management.
Come on.
Ooh! Govia has won the contract to run the service for the next 7 years, taking over from First Capital Connect. But what will it mean for passengers, and will they notice any difference? Well, as you can hear, Matt Lockwood is out of breath and joins me now. So, Matt, what can passengers expect to see?
They can expect to see lots of wonderful, wonderful things. New trains for starters. Yeah. Come on, a bit more passion. Yeah. It's big news, this is.
Come on, then.
Over 1,000 new carriages along the Thameslink and Great Northern Network.
Okay.
There'll be more services too.
Can I interrupt ever so slightly?
Yes.
This is a little bit dry.
Right, have you got something?
I think we need a little bit of music just to...
Go on then.
Away you go.
This is not what I asked for.
You did ask for Kashmir by Led Zeppelin.
For...
Can you just sing what you asked for?
Right.
What did you ask
so it was
for?
Do 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 no 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 do 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 no 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 no.
You asked for that and instead you got this. Away you go. Tell us what we can expect.
There'll be more services too. 10,000 additional seats into London in the morning, which will be nice. That will be an increase in passenger capacity by 50%. There'll be improvements to services, including up to 24 trains per hour, ticket options and Wi-Fi at more stations. Wi-Fi, that is so now. But wait a minute. Stop that music. I can't see the point of Wi-Fi on trains.
What?
I cannot see the point of Wi-Fi on trains. Whatever happened to getting on a train and going from A to B? Kelly Betts.
Hi. Well, you still are going from A to B, but you just have internet on the way.
It never works.
Well, but it will with Wi-Fi.
That's the point.
That's
it will with Wi-Fi.
It never works. I've tried it.
No. It will with Wi-Fi.
Never works. Play the music again.
Oh, blimey. OK, all right. You got one more bit to do?
The Govia Chief Executive Charles Horton told us, over time we'll be making real improvements to passengers' experience and managing the major changes that are happening on this part of the rail network.
And that's your train news. Catherine Boyle, producer, is not here today. We're a little bit rudderless. And I say that with respect to you, Kelly, but really we're kind of just floating in the sea here.
Yeah, swimming nicely.
Well, no.
Yeah?
I would say that we're drowning ever so slightly.
Why?
Well, OK, give us a phone in.
What's gone wrong?
08459 455 555. She's brilliant. She's brilliant. I asked, I received. What's gone wrong? 08459 455 555. Just? That is brilliant, isn't it?
That's a great one, yeah, absolutely.
Can you take that to the streets a bit later on?
I think I might do, yeah, absolutely. What's gone wrong? Tell me now.
Fair play. I knocked Kelly. Chance me a fine thing. No, I knocked Kelly. Chance me a fine thing. No, seriously. I knocked Kelly. Chance me a fine thing. No, I knocked Kelly. Chance! Anyway, I say things about Kelly, but actually that was brilliant.
Gold, absolute gold.
But what has gone wrong? 08459 455 555.
Welcome.
It's been a lovely show so far.
All right, Mum. Gary's in London. Morning, Gary.
Good morning, boss. How you doing?
Good, thanks. What went wrong?
I bought some new shoes recently. Nice ones, shiny. But unfortunately, they're too tight, and I've got blisters on my feet, so I've had to sell them.
Did you try them on in the shop?
No, I bought them online.
Oh, no. This is... Hang on, Matt?
Do not buy things online. Go to the shop. Try them on in the shop.
Yeah.
I know that now.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious, mate.
Yeah.
Was your mum not... Because you need your mum there to press your toe and see if you're going to grow into it or not.
Why are you bringing my mum into it, man?
Because you need your mum there. When you're buying shoes, you go to the shop, you put them on.
She's there when I buy my clothes. I'm not having her with me when she buys me when I buy my shoes.
She's got to push your toe to see how much room you've got in there to grow into them.
Do they still have those machines where they fit your feet?
No, I don't think they have the machines anymore. They just have the little portable ones. They don't have the electronic ones. That was Clark's, wasn't it?
It was Clark's, yeah, I enjoyed that. That was a good trip.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That echo needs to be fixed. The echo!
Do you mind?
Sorry?
Do you mind?
DMI?
Do you mind?
DMI?
Do you mind?
DMI?
Do you mind?
Let's get out of this cave and talk about it. Hang on a second.
I want to go in the box. Put me in the box.
All right, I'll put you in the box. Hang on, here we go.
I'm in the box now, am I?
Yes.
Do you mind?
DMI?
Do you mind?
What?
You were going, ah!
Come out of the box and talk to me. It's ridiculous you being in there.
Right, I'm coming out of the box.
You're out now.
Stop shouting. Stop
all right.
Going, ah! In my ear.
It's kind of my job is to shout.
No, you don't have to shout. You're talking.
All right, mate.
You're talking to your audience. I know you've been in radio a long time.
Yeah.
But, you know, every now and again, it's always good to get some feedback.
And how long have you been in radio for, Matt?
Oh, several days.
Oh, yeah! Boom, boom!
Boom, shakalak! Find your body.
Jane's in Milton Keynes. Morning, Jane.
Morning.
Now, I've told you don't want to speak to me. What?
No, I don't, because I don't want ridiculing.
Ooh, so who do you want to speak to, then?
I'll have a word with Matt, because it's about a pub name.
OK, but you can only speak to him if you call him Lockers.
Oh, I'm not going to call him Lockers.
Then I can't put you through to him. You have to say, I want to speak to Lockers.
I'm not going to say that.
Well, then you can't speak to him.
No, I'm not going to say that to him. His name's Matt.
Lockers?
Matt Lockwood.
Lockers?
No, he's not. That's Lockers who's what...
There we go, she said it. Right, you're through to Lockers. Go on, Jane.
Morning, Jane, how are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
It's about the pub names.
All right, go on then.
You won't find a cock anymore in Leighton Buzzard.
Right.
Because it's been renamed because they do wedding receptions and brides didn't like the cock on their wedding invitations.
Really?
So they renamed the pub. And don't ask me what they renamed it to. I think it's something Tavern, I think. Don't ask me. But it was the Cock for years in Heath and Reach. But as I say, it's been renamed. So there you go.
That's hilarious, that is.
Well...
I mean, who thought about naming
You didn't want me to ridicule you,
cock?
Jane.
No.
You've just done it yourself. You're saying that that brides don't want the cock on their wedding day.
No, they don't.
So they've renamed it the something tavern.
On their wedding invitations.
Right, OK. Jane,
I can understand why, though. I can understand that, totally.
Thank you, Matt.
It's not ridiculous,
Jane,
is it?
thank you very much indeed. And if you missed that part of the show, it'll be in the podcast.
I've got 23 of the weirdest pub names.
Great. 08459 455 555 is the phone number.
Kids.
Good answer. That's it. That's your lot. We'll be back next week with more hilarity and some serious stuff to make you cry. Every weekday morning between 6 and 9 on BBC Three Counties Radio. And I'll leave you with this.
Do you believe in telepathy, sir?
Thanks for listening to this free download from BBC Three Counties Radio, your local radio station for beds, hearts and bucks, on FM, AM, digital radio, and online at bbc.co.uk/3counties.